Let's move on to what many would consider to be the game of the week. 1-2 Kansas City Chief team hosting the 1-2 Baltimore Ravens. Both, all fans of football across the world have a lot higher hopes for both of these teams than 1-2 start. I think it's probably the biggest shocker in the NFL. I guess news circuit right now is the fact that both these teams are 1-2, and one of them is going to be 1-3 leaving this game. Ultimately, it's the Baltimore Ravens. Richard, is it safe to say that the Baltimore Ravens are going to miss the playoffs statistically? And I know you're a big statistics guy. Teams that start 1-3 have approximately a 14% chance of making the NFL postseason. The Baltimore Ravens find themselves in that exact position at 1-3. Do you see them missing the playoffs?
I don't think so. But if they did, so oh my God, is furniture going to be moving in Baltimore? I can't imagine what that fan base is going to do. I can't imagine. Obviously, that front office has been pretty stable and they've been pretty consistent. So John Harbaugh isn't going anywhere. But um, you could see the frustration even after a couple losses, and it's weird to just see them play without confidence offensively. After your Detroit Lions came in there, it's almost like they're shell shocked, and you never see Lamar Jackson play where he looks hurried or rushed or panicky. He's not seeing the field well. He threw for 147 yards, a TD, but he threw an interception in this game, and he never looked comfortable. They only ran Derrick Henry 8 times in this ball game for 42 yards. That's not bad, but it doesn't look like they trust him. It doesn't look like they trust him. He's fumbled in big moments, but he's also been one of the most dominant running backs in the last decade. So I think there's some internal strifes in there, but they're a veteran team. They're going to figure it out. Mahomes threw for 270 and 4 touchdowns. He looked really good, dominated this defense, and I think that's where a lot of the turmoil will start on the defensive side of the football. Obviously, obviously they're playing without Nnamdi Madubuike, who's one of their best players and a disruptor up front, but you you still got guys in the back end, Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphreys, that should be veteran guys that have played at a high level that are all pros in this National Football League who weren't playing to the level that they played at in the past. And they gave up a lot of points. They gave up a lot of yards in this game, and it's uncharacteristic of a Baltimore Ravens defense. So that's the more disappointing part. Is just like, man, you guys aren't playing up to the standard that the national public is used to the Baltimore Ravens playing up to. It's not even like, hey, you're not playing to an all pro level. It's just, when you go watch the Baltimore Ravens play, you expect great defense and they're not playing it. Or you expect Lamar Jackson to be dynamic and be dominant, or them to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. But for them to have between Lamar Jackson passing and Derrick Henry's rushing to be under 200 yards, is just not something I thought we would see in a full game, especially against the Kansas City Chiefs, who have a really good defense, and Spags calls a great game, but Derrick Henry and Lamar always gets theirs no matter what. So it's really disappointing, and it's probably a shell shock for that team to start 1-3. But I think they'll respond and come back. They're in a weaker division, and with the Cincinnati Bengals and without Joe Burrow, and the Cleveland Browns just lost to your Detroit Lions, and they have a great defense but struggling offensively. Flacco with some really, really head scratching interceptions today. Um, but no, I don't think they missed the playoffs.
What does this win say about the Kansas City Chiefs team, Richard? This team, it was like a lot of the national media wrote them off, and they said maybe this is a time that Kansas City just collapses. Started 1-2 with an only win of the season, a very unimpressive showing against the New York Giants last week. They come in this week, and it's like they took that personal, and uh, they wanted to show to everyone that they're still here. They're still the same team that goes to the Super Bowl every single year. They look dominant today. They definitely showed me, at least, that there's still somebody that you got to be very, very serious about long term. I'm assuming they might make a showing in the top five of Richard Sherman's power ranks here soon at some point if they continue playing like this. But what does a statement win like this, show to you about the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, they're a championship team. There's a reason they've been in the Super Bowl 5 of the last 6 years. So I'm not writing. I told you, I'm not writing them off. I don't care what their record is. They could be 0 and 6, 0 and 8. I was still, hey, I don't know. They're going to run because they've shown that, and they have. As long as they still have Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, Spags, they're going to have a chance. And Trent McDuffie is still there playing good football. Nick Bolton, the guys, they still have a lot of the pieces on the championship team. They'll get Rashee Rice back. That'll be a big addition to their offense. Xavier Worthy obviously came back and made an impact today. Thornton was making an impact in his stead. They're still a team that can be very dangerous with a quarterback who can be the best in the National Football League when he's on. And so, no, I'm not going to count them out, and I wasn't going to count them out in the first place. I still think whether they're the 1 seed or the 7 seed, they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs, and nobody wants going to want to play them. You can be a dominant team, like it could be the whoever it is. It could be the Buffalo Bills, and they feel really good, and they get the 2 seed or they get the 1 seed, and they got to play the Kansas City Chiefs in a divisional. They're not going to feel great about that. I know they're not. It's going to be nightmare. It's going to be traumatic. They're going to have nightmares before the game because of the history with Patrick Mahomes, and you know how dangerous he can be. No matter how it looked in the regular season, he's found a way. They've found a way. They've game planned right. They've showed up in big moments, and they found a way to win when winning was needed. So, no, I'm not counting out the Kansas City Chiefs. Not me. Unless one of those guys goes down with a season-long injury or something crazy, and even then, I have a hard time. I'm a knock on wood because I don't want that, and nobody in the football world does. But I think they're going to have a chance, and they're going to be dangerous in the postseason. I don't even talk about the Chiefs into the postseason because the regular season don't matter. I don't. It's not going to matter what they're seeded. They're going to be a tough out.